So, check this out, people. Today, I want to talk about somebody that I've never talked about before. It's not like I didn't want to talk about him before. It's just that there's so many scumbags out here pumping AMC that sometimes it's hard to keep track of. And even though there's probably about 6 or 7 of these guys left, I've only been focusing on a few. But this is one of the stragglers who are left behind, who are one of the original AMC pumpers. This guy is a scumbag. He's always been claiming that we are going to be so fucking rich when it comes to AMC. This guy uses deceitful ways to entice you to keep watching his videos, to keep watching his channel, to subscribe. This is how you know that these people are scumbags. The problem with many people who watch these AMC influencers is that they want to believe the lie. They want to believe it. Instead of believing what they're seeing with their own eyes, they want to believe what someone who knows nothing about the market, knows nothing about how the markets work. You have these everyday people who wipe their ass just like you do, hopefully, and who simply came onto the scene during the lockdowns because, like most people, they didn't have anything better to do. And a lot of these guys created channels and started pumping AMC, not because they're financial advisors, not because they're stockbrokers, but because they knew that that's what would create revenue for them. And a lot of these people use YouTube in order to create extra revenue for themselves. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's not pretend that what I'm saying is a lie, because we know that this is true. Now, this scumbag who claims that we're going to be so fucking rich posted a video in October of 2021. Now, this is almost 3 years ago when he posted this video. And I want to play this video for you because I want you to see how deceptive he's being, right? I want you to see how fake he's being when it comes to how he's describing what this person, whose name is Janet Yellen, is saying. How he twists everything she says around to fit his narrative. And those who watch this can see clearly exactly what it is she's saying, but because they're not listening to her, they're listening to his interpretation of what she's saying, they're being taken advantage of and they're being deceived. And so this is one of the issues that I have with these scumbags on YouTube, is that they're very conniving, they're very manipulative. And so if you're not careful, these people will take advantage of you and cause you to lose 90% of your earnings, just like you did when you bought into AMC at the top and didn't sell when it spiked because you were listening to this idiot who told you that you were going to be so fucking rich. So let's get to the video.
CPA. Make sure you guys get a good CPA, certified
Tax
professional
attorney.
accountant. Yep, get his tax firm. Don't go to fucking H&R Block like an idiot to get your taxes done. Don't use some stupid website to get your taxes done if you just made a shitload of money on the stock market. Do the smart thing. Spend a few bucks to get a certified accounting professional to take care of your taxes.
Notice what he says. He's talking about taxes here, right? He's talking about don't be an idiot, don't be stupid, don't go to H&R Block to get your taxes done. Go to a certified professional to get your taxes done, right? Yet, he's one of those scumbags who knows nothing about the market, who isn't a financial advisor, whose disclaimer, like all of these scumbags, is I'm not a financial advisor. Please don't take anything I'm saying as financial advice. Yet, here he is telling you not to go to H&R Block to go to a professional to get your taxes done so you are not spending money or losing money. Yet, this scumbag, who's a nobody, is giving you financial advice on stocks that have tanked 90% since he posted this video. Let's get back to it.
Look at this
And if you have a
shadow
lot of
banking
shares-
sector. Listen to this, guys.
Emerge during
It's my favorite part of the video.
Pandemic.
Oh, Yeller spills the beans, guys. This is fucking proof if I've ever heard it. Listen.
Financial.
Now, here he's saying that this is proof if I ever heard it. Proof that AMC is going to squeeze, okay? He says that the squeeze has been confirmed by Janet Yellen. He said clearly in his title, short squeeze confirmed by Janet Yellen. Notice how deceitful he's being in his title and listen to the things she is saying.
Stability that have come from the growth of activity in the shadow banking sector. We saw some of those threats emerge during the onset of the pandemic. We have, for example, open-end bond funds that guarantee daily redemption.
RRP.
Saw massive withdrawals by individuals who wanted to flee to cash.
Right here, she's telling us that we saw massive withdrawals by individuals who wanted to flee the banking sector and withdraw their money in cash.
Yes, that's exactly what she is saying. Why would people want to flee from banks and withdraw their money in cash? Why? Because if banks fail, the market fails. If the market fails, banks fail. He wants to be deceitful. He's trying to make it sound like the reason why people are cashing out of the banks is because there's going to be this massive squeeze. And so people are trying to pull their money out of the bank. That has nothing to do with anything as far as AMC, as far as shorts covering, nothing to do with it.
And what would that do?
And that can trigger fire.
That'd be 1929 all over again?
Yeah.
Yep.
It can trigger fire sale of assets. What happens when fire sales happen?
With systemic consequences.
Margin calls.
The financial.
Here he's saying that what happens when there's a fire sale? Margin calls. You know what happens when there's a fire sale? People start selling things at less than their actual value. That's what happens when there's a fire sale. Anyone who's been to a fire sale knows that the reason why they go to a fire sale is because you can get things at a discount. That means that those who buy your shares are buying them at a discount because retail investors tend to buy high and sell low. And here this piece of shit who says we're going to be so fucking rich is being deceitful, trying to say that if there's a fire sale, that's going to trigger margin calls.
Stability Oversight Council that I head has taken that up. As
Financial Stability
a
Oversight
topic
Council.
that we're looking at and examining. There are issues relating to hedge funds and the possibility.
Which I personally don't think.
There are issues relating to hedge funds and the possibility that they will trigger
Of leverage
financial
there
runs.
that can trigger financial runs.
Now, look at how deceitful he's being here when she says that this can trigger financial runs. Look up the word financial runs. He himself is going to tell you the meaning of financial runs. A financial run, if you Google it, it will tell you that a financial run could mean that it may cause stocks to go up or it may cause them to go down. A financial run does not mean that a stock is going to squeeze. It doesn't mean that the market is going up. And this is where his deceit is coming in. What I don't understand is why it is that these people who watch these scumbags, right, cannot see through this nonsense that they are being fed. With the knowledge that we have in this modern day and age, all you have to do is Google things and you will see for yourself that what he's saying is a 100% lie. He is a scumbag, he is a scammer. He will always continue to sell this nonsense in order to keep you paying him through Patreon, through Cash App, through PayPal, and whatever other means of payments you use to pay, because his MOAS happens every time he uploads a video.
If you're not aware, Google financial runs. The Investopedia definition for financial runs, it means it's a stock market term that it causes either a sharp increase in the stock price or a sharp decrease.
Did you hear what he just said? It can trigger a sharp increase or a sharp decrease. This is what she's talking about in this whole speech while she's being interviewed. She's not being concerned with there being a stock market increase. No one goes up before Congress or any other committee to discuss a spike in the market. They only go up before Congress and other committees to discuss when the market is about to crash. And here he is trying to make you believe that she came before a committee to say, hey, the market is going to rise. There's going to be a financial run and it's going to cause the market to spike up high and everybody's going to get rich. This is what this asshole is trying to say. And it doesn't make any sense to me how people could believe this nonsense.
That's another topic. And
That's a real term. She's not just making shit up.
Change over time is, I believe, could be a significant risk to the financial sector and the economy. And if SOC is also doing work on that to assess, evaluate, coordinate regulators.
She literally tells us that the shadow banking sector and banks over leveraging is going to fuck our economy.
What do you assess to be the most significant systemic risks or threats to financial stability?
Notice the question he just asked her. He asked her the question, what could be the most significant systemic risks or threats to financial stability? This is what this interview is about. This is why she is before the committee, to talk about financial instability. What makes you believe that if there's a financial instability, right, a financial run, what makes you believe that she's talking about the stocks going up and not there being a crash in the market? This is where he's lying to you.
I think there are threats to financial stability that have come from the growth of activity in the shadow banking sector. We saw some of those threats emerge during the onset of the pandemic. We have, for example, open-end bond funds that guarantee daily redemption.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Massive withdrawals by individuals who wanted to flee to cash, and that can trigger fire sales of assets with systemic consequences.
Now notice that she's talking about people withdrawing their monies from the banks. Why would people want to do that? Because they are afraid that they're going to lose their funds. They are afraid that they may lose their money because of bank failures, because the market failures. And here he is trying to make you believe that the fire sale that she's talking about is going to affect those in high places.
The Financial Stability Oversight Council that I head has taken that up as a topic that we're looking at and examining. There are issues relating to hedge funds and the possibility of leverage there.
Now here he is pretending to be excited. This is what happens when you listen to assholes who have no idea what the fuck it is they're talking about. Nothing at all. And pretending that he is the man. And this is why you have lost 90% of your monies by listening to assholes like him.
That can trigger financial runs.
That's what I'm fucking talking about. We're gonna be so fucking rich. God damn it. God damn it, old Yeller, you sexy old bat. Thank you. Thank you very much for telling me everything I needed to fucking hear. We all knew that these banks were over leveraged to the tune of $426 trillion in total derivatives. These guys are fucked.
He told you. These guys are fucked. Who do you think he's talking about? Who's fucked? Those who bought into his nonsense. Those who are 90% plus, some 99% down in their investment. Look, for those who don't believe what I'm saying, I want you to Google the words fire sale, 1929 stock market. That's all you have to do is Google 1929 fire sale stock market. So you can see what's going to come up. And what's going to come up is the crash of 1929 when the Great Depression hit the US just before hitting the new year, 1930. Google fire sale 1929 stock market and watch what comes up. Because this piece of shit wants you to believe that when she speaks of a fire sale, that means that those in high places are going to be selling at a low price. But no, what she's talking about are everyday investors, everyday working class people who don't trust the banks, everyday working class people who are going to cash out of banks, which will cause even more of a drop in the market, right? And here he is making you believe otherwise. This is why, people, you have to do your research. This is why you cannot listen to assholes who give you advice in the beginning of the video telling you to seek professionals to do your taxes, while at the same time, this asshole giving you advice on stocks when he himself isn't a professional. And these are the people you listen to. Someone who uses the word fire sale to make you believe that you're not the one who's selling after the fire, that you're not the one selling. Anyone who's ever been to a fire sale knows that you're going to pay less than half of the products that you're buying, that someone else is selling because they need the money now. And so when there's a fire sale, don't believe that it's the hedge funds the way he wants you to believe that are selling low. It's you who's going to be selling low. This is why you're down some 95, 99% on your AMC investments. This video he posted almost 3 years ago, October of 2021, talking about we're going to be so fucking rich. Misleading title, talking about short squeeze confirmed. The short squeeze is confirmed. That's what he says. This guy is a lowlife piece of shit. And why don't you ask him, go on his comments and ask him, hey, Boss Blunts, when are we going to be so fucking rich? And what's the answer that he's going to give you? In the end, people, I truly feel sorry for you. I have a lot of respect for the Marine. I have a lot of respect for Frankie Muhammad. These two men, when they realized that this was all bullshit, they moved on from this nonsense and began to warn people about Adam Aaron and this nonsense that's been pumped by YouTubers who have no idea what the fuck it is they're talking about. This guy, Boss Blunts, is a perfect example of a lowlife. He goes into the same category as Trades, Short the Vicks, Meet Kevin, Matt Kors, Scavenger Stonks, who disappeared, Rico, who's another asshole who disappeared, right? He tried to be like Roaring Kitty and had that headband on his head. I would always comment on his channel and call him a low-life piece of shit for scamming the masses. It was only a matter of time before he disappeared, and he disappeared. And unfortunately, I don't see this scumbag Boss Blunts disappearing because he gets too much money from suckers like you who pay him and who watch him and who support him, even though he played you, even though he continues to play you while sipping on his gay beer, pretending that he knows what he's talking about. Ask him about this video. Ask him about all his videos. Go back a year, go back 2 years, go back 3 years, go back 4 years, go back as far as you can from the time he posted all of these videos where he says we're going to be so fucking rich, and ask him what is different then and what is different today, and why aren't you so fucking rich? Get your money, people.
We're gonna be so goddamn fucking rich.
More broadly,
God, I'm so fucking pumped.
time.
Withdraw their deposits simultaneously over concerns of the bank's solvency. Bank runs have occurred throughout the history, including during the Great Depression and the 2008-2009 financial crisis.
For those of you that are unaware,
See panic.
for those of you that are unaware, it's the exact same fucking shit that we were dealing with in 2008, in 2000, and in 1929. This is the Great Depression 2.0, and I've got my hedge to the shittiest fucking economy I've seen in my entire life. I hate to fucking say that, but it's the goddamn truth.